Okay, welcome to another Team Clueless tournament report. You can see we are on the road again, going to Colchester to take part in the 40k doubles tournament. It's a 2,000 point tournament where there is a team of two, hence the doubles name. So in the car with me today we have Mark.
Morning.
And we have Nick, who is happily driving us there, and they are forming one team of Orcs and Imperial Guard. And then I have on my team Chris, and there's me. So, Mark, tell us about your list you're taking today.
Yeah, the Imperial Guard. I've got a company command squad with Melter and a Chimera. I have a vet squad with Plasma and a Chimera. I've got 2 infantry squad with autocannons and flamers. I have a Griffin, Limrus Demolisher, and 2 Vendettas. And I think
2 Vendettas, that seems like a good choice.
2 Vendettas is always a good plan. And then York side of things, there's 5 Mega Knobs led by War Boss.
I've heard they're really well painted as well.
I've heard that as well. I think they look a bit crap, but you know, that's just me being a dick. They're riding around in the Battle Wagon, and we've got 20 old boys or 20 odd old boys with a big metal custom forward field in another Battle Wagon, a Dakar jet, and 3 big cannons.
3 big gun cannons, yeah.
Big gun cannon things.
So a free flyer list. Chris and I were wondering how many flyers there were going to be in this tournament. I think we may see quite a few today.
You never know this place. This place always changes. It's like goddamn random. You're not going to predict.
Yeah, that's it. We'll turn up and it'll be all nids and demons, no doubt.
Yeah.
Not a single flying vehicle within sight.
If you go to 40k tournaments, bring a balanced list. Don't try and predict anything.
Yeah, don't bring spam. So, what do you intend? How do you intend to use your list? Any particular plans?
Orc smash!
Nice plan. That's what happened in our test game, didn't it, Nick?
Yeah. Well, no. To be fair, no. What happened in the test game was I got shot the crap out for 2 turns. You picked up the red.
I killed the Impy Guard. The Orcs killed me.
I think the plan on the list is obviously we're going to ride. We got the 3 AV full team vehicles that kind of form the centre part of our army list to keep people out of midfield. Bat wagons, Orc Mega Knobs, just scare the crap out of a lot of people, keep them away from us. Use the Vendettas to fly around with score units to pick off bits and pieces, and then just try and dominate the movement phase in the midfield battle really, and pick off as and where we can. The list doesn't really have a real plan because obviously it's a balanced list. It's designed to be able to do everything reasonably well. So I think I have to adjust depending upon missions and objectives, etc., etc.
Good. So now you've told us all your battle plans. Chris and I know how to beat you, right, Chris?
Absolutely, yeah. That's the end of this interview while we plot what we're going to do to Mark's army list.
There's only be one problem. We won't be meeting you because you won't be in the final with us.
I don't know. I got to the final the last 2 times,
Right, hang on.
and then lost, obviously.
a quick guess. How many secret objectives do you reckon we'll get today? Or how many?
Okay, so today there is a free game tournament today, and there's a special award if you manage to score all 3 of the normal secret objectives in every game. So how many do you reckon you're going to get, Mark?
I'm going to go. Hedge my bets. I'm going to say 6.
6. See, I'm a bit more. I reckon that our list, Chris. I reckon our list is pretty built for normal objectives. I reckon we'll get 7.
I reckon 7's not an unfair assessment at all. Yeah, I'll go for 7.
Okay, Chris, what have we got in our list today?
Hello. So yeah, we're Imperial Guard and Blood Angels. So we've got Blood Angels with the Librarian who will be taking prescience.
Just hold on one sec. Nick, can you get the sun out of the side view of the car? Because Chris's face is bright red for some reason.
It's got like secretly an angel.
You do have a blind in the back.
No, I've broken this one.
So we've got Blood Angel Librarian to give us prescience because that's what he'll be doing to power up the blood.
That he will.
Sanguinary Priest to join a group of Assault Marines who have got melter guns and melter bombs blowing up everything they can find. The 5 Terminator Cyclone Missile Launcher and a Chain Fist for chopping up any vehicles that get too close. Some Scout Snipers with sniper rifles, missile launcher and camo cloaks. They've been variable the last few times.
They have, haven't they?
They've been exceptional.
One game they were brilliant and they killed everything they shot at.
One time they took out a bloody dreadnought from the
And the last game we played, they did absolutely nothing other than miss every turn.
We've got an attack bike with multi-melter, which is probably the weakest link in our army as survivability goes, but it allows us to put a bit more melter down.
That's it, that intends to never be visible at the start of a game.
Indeed, the bike's never allowed to roll for melter ever again, we've determined.
Unless I'm playing against you, obviously, then you'll let me roll.
And Whirlwind and 5 Devastators for 4 missile launcher units. So
it's quite a shooty Space Marine list we've taken.
And it doesn't get much less shooty as we continue to the Imperial Guard. Lord Commissar with Power Fist and Melt Bombs, who will be at home in a blob squad of 3 infantry units who will be teaming up to make a nice 30-man hit point squad for the Commissar to live in.
That is it.
Our platoon command squad with 4 grenade launchers and melter bombs, so we've got a bit of punch and also someone to give orders. First rank, fast, second rank, fire anyone? I think so.
Might be doing that.
A veteran squad with 3 melter guns because it's the law. You can't have Imperial Guards.
Oh, no. Mark appears to have taken one with plasma
That's because
instead.
he's broken the law.
If I'm honest, actually, I got it the wrong way around.
I thought it seemed a little strange.
Yeah, he's going to be arrested for trying to give his veteran squad plasma guns.
It's okay, police. Mark has not broken the law. Well, not in this instant. He has taken the vets with melter.
He's got the right idea. 2 vendettas, one of which will be carrying around the vets, and one of which will be a portal gunship for us. It could potentially take the platoon command squad round if we really
depending if we feel we need the scoring units instead of the blob squad type of thing.
At the moment, the plan is it's a gunship.
Yeah, that's it.
The last guns are good enough. And then a Lehman Russ Eradicator with heavy bolt sponsons and a Lehman Rush Demolisher finishes off our list.
That is it. So we're basically there is our list right there. You'll see how nice and neat I've made it. We've basically gone for a firepower list, haven't we? It's
shooty to the extreme.
designed to just blow the enemy off the table and then move forward. We've got loads of scoring units if we need them. I mean, everyone I think will probably agree in these tournaments you need a load of scoring units.
Absolutely.
We're playing standard, well it's kind of standard book missions today, isn't it? There are 3 games and each one has a set of 2 of the book missions, and then at the start of each round of the tournament we'll roll randomly to see which of those 2 we're playing.
That'll be for the whole tournament team though, so...
Yeah, everybody in the team. Do we remember what pairs they are or not? I don't remember.
I think it's... No, actually no, I'll be lying.
And is there any other things we want to say about this tournament we're going to? We're meeting Paul and Chris, another Chris, there, who are other members of Team Clueless. And they're playing Space Marines and Deathwing, yeah. Dark Angel. We're going to their new shop today, so I'll try and do a bit of the video from their new shop to let everyone see what it's like. Their old shop was awesome, so I'm sure their new shop will be even better. I mean,
cool.
We've been to loads of tournaments at their place now, and they've always been brilliant. I mean, the guys are so friendly. It's just a really good atmosphere, and we don't go to many tournaments, but we always make a point of coming to this one. I mean, it's reasonably close by to us. I mean, if we've got any American viewers, it's really close by. It's like an hour drive, which in England, that's actually quite some distance to travel, but I listen to podcasts where people drive 8 hours to go to a tournament, so we're not being that dedicated.
Was it 11 Company where they did like a 4-hour podcast? They said, yeah, but you have 6 hours to push.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not up for doing that.
This is actually my first tournament though.
Yeah, this is Nick's first tournament, so he's been frantically painting for the past few weeks because you have to have a painted army.
Getting you painted.
Well, yeah, I've been painting some of his stuff also.
And I've been painting stuff for you.
Yeah.
So going in, Nick, enter your first tournament. How are you feeling? What are you looking forward to or interested in?
I'm already cocky enough to say that we've won, Mark.
Well, we'll see what happens at the end of this video on the drive home. See how he thinks then.
See Mark's crying by the end of it.
I don't care. I'll have a big smile at the end of this video because I'm buying myself a stomper today.
Oh yes, I promised Nick a few months ago that if he bought a stomper, I'd buy a Bane blade. So he has just forced me to spend 50 odd quid. Damn him.
Yeah, that's right. You're being forced.
Yeah, because I need to be forced to buy models, don't I?
Yeah.
I need to be forced to buy new shelves to put them on.
Plastic crack.
So, any predictions today of the tournament? What do we think we're going to see? Last tournament we went to, there was wall-to-wall Grey Knights, wasn't there, Chris?
There was a rather disproportionate amount of Grey Knights.
And I took Demons. Wasn't my best play.
This is our first 6th edition tournament here, isn't it?
It is, yeah. First 6th edition. I'm interested. We're going quite early. I mean, we started filming now because it's finally got light, but it was dark when we set off. So they've put an extra bit of time in. I think the rounds are now 2.5 hours long, and there's space to extend that to 3 hours if necessary. So hopefully we'll get the rounds in, because I don't know about everybody else, but I found that 6th edition does take longer. Sometimes not a lot longer, but it's certainly still longer.
I think it'll still take. I think it'll get faster when people get more comfortable with the rules. I think
that's it. There's a lot of pre-game rolling and stuff, which takes up a bit of time, and just remembering what to do.
But 6th edition is a better system, I still think.
Oh, I love 6th edition.
Yeah, 6th
really
edition
like the rule set.
A debate for another day, I suppose. But yeah, I think meta-wise,
I think Necrons, we'll see. Because obviously, being a smaller local tournament, it takes a little bit of time for the players to buy the models and paint them. And the last tournament we went to, Necrons hadn't been out that long.
Yeah.
And I don't think people had a full army, but I think now they will have.
expecting chaos.
I think we'll see a couple of chaos players. People who already had the army
I'd
will.
like to see a zombie list. A zombie list would be fun. I'd like to see.
We'd like to fight a zombie list because we're good versus
that'd
them.
be awesome. Yeah, I'd like to see one. one just for the sake of seeing one.
Yeah, I think there'll definitely be Chaos Armies, because some people will have a Chaos Army already and they'll get the new book and go, oh yeah, use that.
I mean, as a 1,000 point add-on, they've got loads of different allies they can take, and just adding a dragon makes your list a lot better.
Yeah, dragons are so good.
I really like the dragon.
I mean, it all depends. There's various rules debates on the internet about the fire arc of the dragon and stuff, but again, that's probably a debate for a different day.
I just say,
if somebody tries to flame me with a dragon, I might bring it up. Depending if they're being a cock or not.
If they're trying to flame me from the wrong end of a dragon, I'll probably want to have to about that.
That's the rules debate, but again, we won't go into that here.
I honestly think trying to predict what it's going to be like when you turn up is so hard to do.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, everyone who goes to this place has multiple armies. There are certain armies you'll see, there's always a couple of guys who bring Space Marines, but there's various people which just have, I mean, like ourselves all in the car, all of us here are multiple armies, so...
So very true.
It's kind of the habit of 40k players, isn't it? That
The habit of you is that you will soon own every army.
I won't own every army. I don't want any of those smelly Dark Eldar. Well, those Archons are 2+ save are pretty nice though.
How's the Chaos Army coming in?
I'm not buying any more Chaos. Although Forge World did just release a set of autocannons, and I was really tempted to buy some Havocs now, because you can get all autocannons and they look really cool, but I'm not gonna. They'd make really good allies for my demon army.
And that's how it starts, folks. Mike buys a group of allies that mysteriously turns into a full army.
What are you talking about? I don't have 2,500 points of Impy Guard.
No,
and I'm about to buy a Baneblade.
That's it. You're not just about to buy a Baneblade either to go with them. No, that's fine.
Oh well guys, we shall be reporting throughout the day from the tournament. I'll try and get an interview of each group of players, well, each set of the Team Clueless players after each match, and we'll see how we're getting on. Wish us luck. Okay, so we're here with the other two members of Team Clueless who have travelled up in a separate car. So, tell us about your army today.
You go first.
Okay, yeah, so we're playing a allied contingent of Dark Angels and Codex Space Marines.
Lots of power armour on the table.
So yeah, we've not got that many models, but they're quite powerful.
Yeah. Battle Brothers.
I've brought a Librarian and Terminator armour who's going to be joining the Deathwing, and with 2 tactical squads, a Dreadnought, a Vindicator, and a Storm Talon.
Twin autocannon Dreadnought, isn't it?
That's right, yeah.
Aha, good for shooting flyers.
Yeah, exactly. So
Which, looking around today, there are quite a few of them.
I've got the all-shade cannons on the Dreadnoughts. I've also got twin-linked assault cannons on the Razorback, which is not bad for shooting flies. And also I've got my flyer, which is good at shooting flies.
Yeah, that's it.
And then I've got 2 Deathwing squads, led by Master of the Deathwing, Belial.
Aha, I am shocked. Knock me down.
Cyclone missile launchers, all Thunderhammer storm shields to make them survivable. Then I've got a whirlwind, some flamer bikes with an attack bike with
Nice.
melter, and what else is it? Something else.
You've got a
Land
land
speeder.
speeder as well.
Aha, with Typhoons.
Typhoons and heavy bolter.
Good, good.
A bit of anti-horde in there.
That's it. And what are your general plans for the army today? How do you see it going?
2 different options for setup. So we can either scout the bikes forward and then Deathwing, Assault, Belial, the Librarian, and Terminator squad.
I don't think you can definitely assault the Librarian, but I may be wrong there.
As long as he's wearing Terminator armor, I'd say.
Oh, he can actually join in with the Deathwing, can he?
Yeah.
So then he's
Oh, that's cool.
character.
Oh, that's handy. Yeah, because I remember we discussed that, didn't we, in our test game, and we didn't have the rulebook, so we didn't know. Oh, that's good.
So that works. Or alternatively, we might outflank the bikes.
And use them as a later game force.
What we can't do, which I thought we could do, is you can't. The Librarian's got Gate of Infinity, and I thought you could use teleport homers on the bikes, but apparently you can't.
Ah, it's because they're teleport homers, not deep strike homers, aren't they? Yeah.
So if you
It's a
can
bit
do that,
annoying.
if you can get locator beacons on your bikes,
Yeah.
you have to take scout bikes for that, and then you
Won't be taking them, eh?
One of our tricks doesn't work.
Excellent. Well, let's wish you luck in the tournament, unless you're fighting Chris and I, obviously. When
You get luck, but bad luck.
yeah, that's it.
Luck is luck.
Cheers, guys. And now I'm going to go and do a quick video. Okay, so this is the new 40k shop. They moved in literally yesterday. As you can see, there's a big space downstairs. They've got all kinds of stock here from loads of different games. And if I walk up the stairs, try not to fall over while using camera, and you can see they've got a massive game space upstairs where there's loads of tables set out. I mean, this is the type of terrain we play here. It's one of the reasons for coming to this place, other than the kind of friendly atmosphere and such, is their game tables always look awesome. You can see each of the boards is all painted up and has got matching terrain for its type of board. So we've got a nice desert one over there. Okay, you can see they're still in the midst of setup. Got another board there, and then there's another 3 here, nice Necron board. Excellent red board, a bit of terrain on, and then this nice charcoaly board there. And one of the other great points about this place is, look, there's tea on the tap. I mean, you can't beat it. So, everyone, I recommend you come down and have a play. This is 40k shop in Colchester. Okay, we have played round 1, and I'm surrounded by Team Clueless. We have Chris, Mark, Paul, and Nick, and obviously me. So let's start with let's do the good stuff first. So, Paul and Chris, how did you get on?
We won our game. We scored 3 objectives, the opponent only scored 1. They got first blood, but we got Slay the Warlord.
Excellent.
Amusingly, we got Slay the Warlord when he shot the attack gun and destroyed him.
So you were playing against orcs then?
Orcs. Sorry, we played against orcs and more orcs.
Yeah, double orcs. It looked quite outnumbering when I looked over at the table.
Counted up, they had 142 models.
Whoa! 142. How many Deathwing did you field, Chris?
10.
Ah!
11 Deathwing. So there were still 4 left by the end of the game, something like that. So
That's pretty good.
They had a really good first turn where they killed my librarian and half Bilal's squad.
Yeah, that seemed really bad.
With shot attack gun nastiness, but then both the shot attack killed themselves. One of them went into the warp and died, another one teleported himself on his own into close combat with a tag team.
Oh, beautiful.
butchered with combat knives.
And then basically we just managed to keep moving forward into their. They were pretty much a shooting list with looters and artillery.
Yeah, the orc list now is a much more shooty list than a close. Well, it can still do close combat really well, but it's still got a lot of shooty now.
We managed to trade planes. They had 2 dagger jets and we had a storm talon.
And you traded yours 1 for 2.
Well, you traded our one for one of theirs, and the other one got vector lock, so it was just flying.
That's good.
And we managed to sneak some objectives in the last turn. So.
Nicely done. So, over to Mark and Nick. How did you guys get on? Now, there was an almighty cheer shortly after their game started as what happened, Nick?
I killed Fate Weaver.
What with?
A dagger jet.
Nicely done.
He walked up with 18 shots, 7 wounds. He failed a save and went off with his leadership.
Excellent. But what happened then, Mark? There was a sorry story at the end, I believe.
Unfortunately, hang on. Sorry, we'll start there, guys.
Okay, sorry about the interruption. We have to clear something up. So, Mark, continue.
Yes, so the big kind of factor of the game is I think we only got 3 full game turns.
Yeah.
And which meant none of us were in a position to play for the objective when we ended the game.
Why do you think you didn't get the turns in?
We think with the deep striking, because it was playing double.
Oh yeah, so what were you playing? You should really go back to that.
Yeah,
People
we
are
played
shoot.
double
It was double demon, so Fate Weaver gets double usage.
Small units, which means there's lots of scattering to do, lots of individual movements to do.
Yeah.
And it just really
to get 5 turns with 142 orcs.
But they were just shooting.
And they were pretty much on the table. Whereas
once you know how you actually got to roll, that's okay. It's moving lots of different models.
Yeah, it's moving the models and.
They didn't get all their units on until the 3rd turn either, because of obviously the deep striking. Some went off into reserve. We got first blood because they scattered and mishaps and killed a unit of flames.
Oh, always happens with the demons.
They went for a lot of risks though with their deep striking, and they paid off. So
when you play demons, you have to really.
We packed at the start.
Oh, silly risks.
Yeah,
roll a hit or dead.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is silly. But what happened near the end of the game then? Continue with that bit.
Well, yeah, as I said, we were kind of positioning ourselves, we were whittling down the troops when we were targeting, we were clearing out their flamers. Unfortunately, they had 2 units of pink horrors, two individual pink horrors stored on the objective, which won them the game, because they had charged in and contested one of our objectives, and then the other objective, they literally just shot the veterans off. So unfortunately, we didn't get an opportunity for a comeback to preparing to defend objectives.
That is one of the problems in a tournament, that you don't. If the round has to end, you don't get the. I love the randomness usually, that you don't know when the game will end, so that you can't plan for ending. But when the tournament organizer says time up in 10 minutes, you have to finish your turns, and then you get a disadvantage sometimes. But sometimes you get an advantage, so it swings and roundabouts, I suppose.
I think it's always good that you should know when it's your last turn.
Yes, we agreed with our opponents, skipping ahead to our game, but we agreed that at the end of turn 5 it would be it, and we agreed that near the end of turn 4, so we both knew I think it's very important that both of you know on your last turn that it is your last turn.
And that's what we're going to do now, because obviously we're going to massively change our play, we're concentrating on troops a lot more.
That's it. From when it's a noisy arena, you didn't hear the judge call the half hour, so you only heard the 10 minutes.
When we did hear that, because we sort of packed it and we just spent the orcs, they cleared out all the troops, we cleared out everything that was around them, so all the screamers had to come flying in and that. Otherwise we might have packed out the orcs around the objective or
we could
around
have
the
just
open guard. We could have had,
put your Warbuster scoring so you can easily capture one objective and just surround that.
yeah, rather than the Meganobs where they took out that one flamer in that turn, they would have just gone across and gone, right, we're on this objective.
God, but a loss then. So Chris, over to us. Did we make up for that loss? Did we claw a victory for Team Clueless?
No.
Damn it!
We lost.
I was hoping my memory was wrong.
Last night we did not win. We did not get close to winning. I thought it would be 8 victory points to 1 at the end.
Yes, we were playing against a Necron flyer list along with Grey Knights, but they were really, I mean, a really good list. It was target denial, so they had 2 Dread Knights.
2 Dread Knights, a Storm Raven,
4 Necron Knight size, didn't they?
Yeah, they had very little.
And they had the Storm Lord, so it started night fight. So at the start of the game, we had no flyers on the table, so we couldn't shoot those, and their 2 units on the table were just hiding behind impassable trees at the back of the table, so we couldn't shoot them.
We punished the.
We killed their 1 strike squad.
Yeah, we punished the strike squad.
Yeah, with
there
our
was just so few
artillery and stuff, but because our army's got loads of not artillery, but loads of blast weapons, loads of anti-infantry fire, and we just had no targets fire, did we?
No.
And then they picked off our army when they came on with their flyers.
Because a lot of our stuff is template, so we can't even hit flyers with it.
Yeah.
And then they just came on and they whittled us down.
Yeah,
it was very efficient.
It was a really good game though. I enjoyed playing. They were really nice guys.
And it was closer than I thought it would be
Yeah.
towards the end. But yeah, they were good.
On turn 5, there was still a chance we could have drawn. There was a small chance we could have won, but very, very small. But there was a chance we could have drawn, but they managed to get stuck in combat. Of particular note was my assault squad, which spent turn 2 it arrived, turn 3 it charged. It then spent 6 consecutive turns of close combat with 2 Necrons. The Overlord, who was on 1 wound at a time, and 1 Chronometron Cryptek, and didn't kill either of them.
No, just,
and my 11 Assault Marines were down to 6 at the end.
Yeah, it was not.
It was pretty bad.
It was not pretty.
What was the victory point you did get?
We got in their area. Yeah. We were really sure we were going to get the kill their general because it was the Stormlord.
You now have to get double missions twice in a row to give you 7.
I know, my prediction not going to happen, I don't think. But this was, I mean, obviously everyone feels it when they lose a game, but we feel that the army lists there were a real rock versus paper there.
Yeah,
and they were the paper, unfortunately.
If I was playing an army list against our army list, that probably is one of the better ones you could pick.
That's it. Oh, they're about to go into the second round, so we're going to have to finish now. See you next time. Okay, you join us at the end of round 2. Team Clueless is all lined up again, other than Chris, who's being different, because he's sitting next to me. Stop stroking me.
To be fair, you're sitting over there, so how can we be lined up?
I've got a camera. Okay, so, how did everyone get on? Let's start at this end first. So, Mark and Nick, what were you playing against first of all?
We're playing against Grey Knights and Space Wolves.
Nice.
And obviously it was
Nice cheesy combo there.
Yeah, this was obviously it's Hammer and Dawn and can't remember what the Big Guns Everton.
Good idea, telling people what mission we're playing. I should really remember these things.
Yeah, that was the mission we was playing. So with the setup and that, obviously we had big guns at the back. We had a lot of stuff at the back, and obviously we had to push everything forward. We had a line of AV-14 at the front.
Yep, battle wagons on MRS.
I think that was the big thing, is all they had was 2 las cannons that could target AV-14.
Yeah.
Ah, that's pretty good.
And the Dread Knight as well, which is close combat. I mean,
They went first. They did nothing to us in first turn.
Good.
We were outraged almost everything, so we did like 2 wounds to Dread Knight.
Yeah.
And then Dread Knight teleported in and killed the battle wagon. But we then got out our platoon plasma command squad, shot that.
We tried Death Roller in as well, and he moved out of the way, so the battle wagon went steaming through.
One of the things I'm missing in our army is I wish we'd taken some plasma, because there's so much 2 armour about, 2 plus armour.
I think you need plasma now.
Yeah.
It's changed the rapid fire and covered stuff.
I miss it.
Like that.
Yeah, and it was very close all the way. I mean, both the battle wagons of ours were destroyed. I mean, they went up early on. I mean, they got first blood.
Yeah.
And we eventually, the Mega Knobs and the Knob and Big Mech from the Orc unit, that's the only 2 survivors from the close combat against Terminators.
It all kicked off in the middle when he deep struck, I think, about 10 Terminators with a Libby in the centre. And that was kind of there. When the deep struck managed to kill about 3 or 4 of the models, they ended up charging the Orc Boys, but the Orc Boys held. And then they got counter charged by the Mega Knobs, which kind of then meant the Mega Knobs could just roll forward.
Sounds like your Mega Knobs are pretty awesome this game.
They did what they had to do.
And then their following turn, they shot everything they possibly could at the Mega Knobs and that. And the Big Mech made some custom saves from the.
And again, they're not taking much AP2 in their army, so they're just pitter-pattering off.
They actually did. They had a lot of plasmas.
Oh, they had a lot of plasma.
They just had nothing that could hurt AP-14.
Yeah.
They had a lot of plasma plasmas, duels of living lightning and stuff like that.
So what were your VPs at the end of the game?
We ended up winning 17-7.
17-7, that's a lot of points.
We scored 4 objectives plus some heavy support.
Oh, and they had loads of the heavies as well, yeah.
So we done well in that regard.
Excellent, so Team Clueless is a game up.
We got 2 of these specials. We killed the Warlord and Line Break. That one, so we got 3.
Excellent, we're not meeting our prediction.
Yeah, so we're going to get all 3 the next time.
Chris and I are slightly behind.
Just a little bit.
Okay, you two, how did it go for this part of Team Clueless?
So we were playing against Necrons and Grey Knights, and you were playing against.
Ah, our Nemesis!
We didn't really have very much anti-flying stuff. We had our Storm Talon, and then my Dreadnought and my Razorback are reasonable shooting flyers.
Yeah.
So we took down the first one that appeared. The first one of the 5 that appeared. With a Dreadnought shot, yeah.
And all the guys inside died, didn't they?
Yeah,
That's good.
Quite nice.
And we
Another couple of times.
Yeah, Chris and I tried that all game and failed.
we went really aggressive early on and teleported forward.
Yeah, we scouted the bites, Raven bites, and then deep struck Belial, the command squad, and the librarian. So we were trying to get as far forward as
So we were right in front of both of his Dreadknights.
Nice.
And Nell zone up, so Thunderhammers are looking pretty nice. So he had to run, he charged one of the Dreadknights into the bikes, and the other one teleported away. The bike sergeant valiantly gave his life, allowing the Deathwing to catch up and
Excellent.
They took out one Dreadnought in combat.
we only ever managed to get the other Dreadnought down to 1 wound, and it kind of dominated, running around, smacking things.
They really, we spent 3 turns trying to catch it, and in the end we got it with our blob squad, and our commissar power fisted it to death, but it took some catching.
We used the building rules more than I have done in the other games, 6th edition, because there was lots of dilapidated fortifications on the table.
Oh, interesting. Oh, quite like to play that
So I
table.
was hiding my tactical squads in those, and eventually...
Yeah, because our first ever game we used those rules all the time, didn't we? First ever game of 6, and we barely used them since.
It protected them a bit, but then once it got destroyed, it was a bit...
Yeah, that was pretty bad. Basically, in the end of turn 5, they were going second, so they had the last turn. And they managed to wipe 3 of our squads and come and contest another objective by running a long way around. They needed 6 on their run roll. So, if 2 of those 4 things had gone the other way, then we would have won. So, it wasn't, I mean, it was quite close. It wasn't mega.
I feel that army gets a good advantage, and it's a good reason for them to take it. Because at a tournament, you know when the game's going to end. He's generally called time, so usually in a game you have to gamble getting out of your transport. If the game doesn't end, then you get wiped out. But at a tournament, you can get out and you know the game's ending at the end of the turn, so it's no fear getting out of your transport, which is a big thing for the flying Necrons.
He had to get out some of his transports a turn early because his things were pointing the wrong direction.
Ah, yeah.
So we managed to wipe 2 of the Necron squads, I think. Kind of one, and we started wiping it, and then it got a little...
One and the other one got destroyed as well. Yeah, burning wreckage.
So what was the victory points at the end?
10 to them and 5 to us, so we needed 2 of those 4 things.
Yeah, to flip-flop.
We got a line breaker, didn't we?
Yeah, line
They got
breaker,
first blood and line breaker.
and we killed a Dreadknight and we got an objective.
Ah, because of the heavies, yeah. Okay, so Team Clueless is 1 for 1. That's a nice wall there. Chris, how did you and I get on? I know, but the viewers don't.
We did rather well, actually. We won that one, 9-4.
We won!
9-4, wasn't it, eventually?
9-4 in the end, yes.
Yeah, and it was a really good game.
Yeah, really great guys again, really good to play against.
Really lovely guys, and it was a really good game. We set up our blob squad and the platoon command squad and some things at the back, and they just stood there. The amount of fire they threw at that blob squad,
Yeah.
and just were taking 1 or 2 off at a time, it did its purpose.
I think one of the advantages we had that game was our army had about a 36-inch range on a lot of its guns, and most of their army was 24-inch.
Indeed, that really
So we could just outrange them slightly, so we
could sit
forced the
back for a
movement,
while.
didn't we?
We forced them to come towards us while we could blow them up, and then we deep struck things in behind them
Yeah.
to finish them off and push them off of their objectives. Which
Yeah,
was really, it worked
It was really
exactly
close
as
through
we
middle of the
wanted.
game, but by the end we'd kind of taken control of their backfield a little bit with
Yeah.
our Terminators and Assault
And we
Squad.
also got the advantage, we got the second turn this time, so our Vendettas
Yeah.
came on and took out their Storm Talon, Storm Raven, and then started doing some more damage
Yeah,
to
that's
them.
it.
And really,
Second turn was a
we
real
had the
advantage this game.
And our army really worked exactly how we wanted our army to
Because again, it
work
was
this
night
game.
fighting turn 1, so neither of us got the first blood at the start, and then they popped
Yeah,
our
which-
Lemon Rust, didn't
Which
they?
ended up with our blob in its ruins having a 2+ cover
Oh,
save,
it
which
was
was
so
just
nice.
hilarious. Nothing was getting through it.
The scouts didn't do a lot. We rolled a Skyfire Nexus, and we'd cunningly set our Devastators up on it, but they died before they got to fire a flyer.
They realised that the sky-firing Devastators might be dangerous and threw everything at them in the first turn to take them out, and then just chipped the Blob Squad, and that was it.
That's it. So, at the end of the second turn, all of Team Clueless have 1-1. Paul wants to chip in.
So there's one more question for the viewers at home, which is a rules question.
Okay, we like these quizzes.
It was we were playing against the Necrons with the Stormlord, so it was dark all game.
Yep.
5 turns of night fighting, didn't we?
Oh, that sounds fun.
And he was doing lightning for 4 of those turns. But that's not the question. So the question was, we had our whirlwind and we were trying to shoot barrage. So my understanding is, because you don't need to target a unit, you can place the template anywhere within the maximum range of the whirlwind, which is 48
You've got to
inches.
target something.
I think you've got to target something,
You have to
but
target.
The rules say that you don't have to target a unit. You
Ah.
just place the template.
Interesting.
That's a change.
So,
Yeah.
So my understanding was that you could then place the template anywhere within 48 inches.
Correct.
Yeah.
You don't need line of sight.
Can you place it? Can you hurt stuff outside 36?
Yeah. So that was the question that came up.
Because you can't line of sight and colour safe on the centre of the back template.
That's it. It's
Okay, well, answers in the comment sections,
I have
folks.
one more thing. I am now going to make Curly spend lots of money by buying my Stomper.
God damn you, Nick! God damn you! But are we going to convince Chris to buy a Stormlord?
If Paul's buying any Infinity, I might be tempted that direction.
Infinity or maybe Commander.
Oh, look at them! We'll find out the results next video. Okay.
The only place I get lost really is London.
Okay, so it is the end of the day. I apologise for the darkness of the video. We are driving back in the dark. So, let's start with Mark and Nick. How did you get on in your last game?
Last game, unfortunately, we...
Turn and face the cameraman.
Sorry, my apologies. Last
They
game...
want to see your lovely face.
Well, I would turn and face the cameraman, but
Yeah,
I'm
you don't need to, Nick. You're driving.
No excuse. Turn to face the camera.
Oh, sorry.
Man up. 40k is more important than safety.
No, I've got a Baneblade in the boot. Don't you dare crash.
Bring these out the back. It's all right.
How was your game?
Anyways, yes. Basically, we ended up going against
Exterior is sitting in.
triple large Wraith Wings with Destroy Lords and then loads of Night Slaves and Doom Slaves.
Oh, that sounds like an excellent
It
game.
was fun games. It wasn't that much of a problem. Our Warlord managed to get the outflanking trait.
Oh, yeah.
So we thought, because it was capture and control, I can't remember what it's called. Emperor's Will, is it?
Yep.
Emperor's Will.
So they had obviously one objective right at the far side.
And this was the Vanguard Strike deployment, wasn't it?
So
In
we were
corners.
like, well, there's nothing going on that's good against Meganobs. So on a 3+, we come on their objectives and they have to send a lot of their race back or we just score that place.
Seems like a sound tactic.
We went for it, we didn't get the 3+. Unfortunately, that means the Meganobs, which are a big chunk of our close combat army, didn't do anything until about turn 5, which was massive problems. First couple of turns, we just kind of pinged off the race, and it just meant by the time they got to our Meganobs, they were too well depleted and stuff like that. So I think pretty much we lost on that first dice roll.
Yeah, that's not
frustrating
good.
as it is. Enjoyable game, but they just, just too much of our army was out of position from that point forward. We tried to push up, but I didn't help that. We went first, which meant they got the first round of shooting on our flyers as well.
Yeah, really
So-
important playing, because there are so many flyers at the tournament. It proved really important every game who got to go second.
Yeah, I realised though that when our 3 flyers came on, we should just should
Should have gone straight off the board, yeah.
I thought about it the minute I started manoeuvring. I was like, I should have done this so we can get the Alpha Strike because they needed their flyers. We didn't.
Yeah.
We could have afforded to, but hindsight's a wonderful thing, I suppose, and you learn from your mistakes.
So what was the score at the end of your game?
We got tabled, so
Oh, that's never no good.
yeah, no, just like I say, we just got the Wraiths overrun us gradually, piece by
Yeah,
piece.
right. They had a lot of Wraiths as well, didn't they? They were
Yeah,
two
they-
very similar halves of an Equine army, weren't they?
Yeah, almost identical. I think they had about 18 Wraiths led by Destroy Lloyds.
Oh, they had Destroy Lord for HQ, had they?
But 2 of them as well. So it basically meant that if we wanted them to have to send at least 1 Wraith unit back, or maybe even 2, but because the Warlord didn't come, the War Boss didn't come on the right side, it just meant we're completely out of position with our best counter to Wraith. So sometimes it's worth doing. I thought if it.
Oh, I think that sounds like a good tactic to use. As you
Yeah.
say, if you'd have done it, it would have been a big swing. Okay, so on to Paul. Chris is driving back in his own car. So, Paul, how did you get on?
Not this Chris, obviously.
Yeah, not like that. He is here. We're not going to boot him out.
We were playing against Blood Angels and Grey Knights, and they had 3 Storm Ravens between them,
Oh, nasty.
with either Grey Knight Terminators or bits of tactical squads. And it was obviously the 2 objectives, so they were going for our objective with their Storm Ravens, and we were going for their objective with stuff on the ground. So we zoomed up with the Raven Wing and dumped Belial and the Librarian and the Deathwing.
A good tactic,
Command
been
Squad
working well for
in
you
their
today.
face. Chris rolled like an absolute demon and made like 300 armor saves, and the Blood Angels and the Grey Knights was like backing up, trying to get away from them, shooting all the way. But eventually we managed to catch them and tore them up, which meant that he needed to drop his Grey Knight Terminators back at his area. So we only had 2 Blood Angel tactical squads to take on our area, and we had a Deathwing squad and one of my tactical squads.
Oh, well, that's pretty well done then.
Yeah, so flyers, I managed to take out 1 flyer with our flyer, which was really good because it meant they lost.
Sounds like you did well for you today, the Storm Raven.
It did really well.
Storm Talon.
Storm Talon, yeah. I mean, it took out a Storm Raven there with a combat squad on board, and it took out a Death Scythe, Doom Scythe, Night Scythe, with Necrons on board.
And the Dacker Jet in the first game, yeah.
So each game it took out a flyer, which is what I wanted it to do.
Yeah, that's it. And most of those flyers cost at least parity on points.
And then the other 2 had to hit hover mode in order to be able to, because of the way they've been positioned, if they wanted to drop troops anywhere near our objective, they had to go into hover mode. So we then got to take them out of the sky when they went into hover mode.
Excellent.
Crack missiles and so on. So we ended up with 10 points, and they ended up with 2, I think.
Excellent showing.
8-2.
And you came 5th in the tournament overall.
Yeah, so it's pretty good.
Nicely done. Okay, Chris, how do we get on? As at the minute, Team Clueless has what? We've won 4, lost 4. We're balanced. How are we going to tip it?
Well, I think we'll decide to tip it towards victory.
Excellent.
We didn't win, but we did.
We'll lie on camera.
We won 4-1. It was a very good battle.
It was my favourite game of the day. I really enjoyed it. The opponents were really nice.
Battle, because in the previous 2 we'd fought against target denial sort of armies where we was having to really pick what we could shoot at. Whereas this army, there was just so much to shoot at. We wasn't getting.
Yeah, we were playing against Imperial Guard and Chaos, and they had 2 of the dragons. I think one of the telling points of the game was they didn't get their 2 dragons until turn 4, which really helped
with
us.
Their reserves rolls, yes.
But they had kind of like a parking lot of Impi-Guard. What do they have?
They had a parking lot of like 3 Chimeras, 2 Hydras, and a Manticore.
Yeah. And we didn't allow the Manticore or either of the Hydras to fire all game.
The Manticore and the 2 Hydras did nothing because we blew them up as quick as possible. And the Chimeras weren't putting out enough fire or having enough armour to hold back against us.
Yeah, that's it.
The most impressive armour was their Chaos Lord, because he was indestructible. The amount of fire we put down on him, and he just went to ground behind an Aegis defence line, 2 up slave, just absorbed it.
Yeah, we were trying to kill the Warlock because we thought it'd be quite important, because they managed to bag first blood with a las cannon shot on one of our Lemon Russes on turn 2.
Yeah, they got lucky and blew up my Demolisher very quickly.
A bit annoying. But we fired those stuff. Our 2 cover-denying units, our Whirlwind and our Eradicator, were brilliant this game.
Yes, they both did.
Phenomenal, because they had a big, long Aegis defence line, which they put a load of stuff behind their entire army, basically.
We could basically ignore it.
Yeah, even against the Whirlwind, because its ordnance was taking hull points off Chimeras quite happily.
Because the vehicles were so light, they didn't have any real heavy vehicles. Yeah, the Whirlwind was destroying them. It wasn't anything.
And we came in, our Vendettas were pretty good. I mean, everything performed as it should this game, to be honest. We were just lucky the game ended turn 5 and their 2 Bale Flamers hadn't managed to eat enough of our blob squad.
It was odd because we had to keep our blob squad back quite a way.
Yeah.
The blob squad didn't really do much for the game.
It was looking like a draw because we had got a couple of our units into their deployment zone, so we had got Line Breaker and they weren't getting it. But they had got First Blood, and we were both scoring our objectives at the time, so we managed to turbo boost our Vendetta and leap out the back of it with our squad.
A pinpoint precision.
And we had to roll a hit, any scatter, and they'd have all been dead. But we managed to roll a hit and landed bang on their objective and contested it.
Yeah.
Which was really good, and that sort of gave us the game in the end.
And then our Whirlwind, after it had been knocked off, sacrificed itself to give them cover to allow them to stay on the point.
The Blood Angels being able to move fast was really handy because it sped across half the table and parked in front of them, so they couldn't shoot it with obliterators.
The Whirlwind, even without its direct use, got destroyed, but it got wrecked, and it just provided cover to save the unit and gave us the
overall, it was really, because it was so close. I mean, the best games are always the closest games.
Yes.
Wiping somebody out isn't particularly fun, but having a touch and go game that can go either way at the end is what you're after, really. That's what makes the best games.
Yeah. And all 3 games this time have been actually pretty good.
Yeah, really good games and really enjoyable. All the opponents we got on really well with. So, excellent time was had. So, how did people think? What are our overall thoughts on the tournament? For me, there was more flyers and more armour than I was expecting.
Yeah, so ironically, we made our armour list with an idea of what we was going to see, and it was completely and utterly wrong.
I think as a group, we've been playing a lot of infantry in 6th edition.
Yeah.
And not as many tanks, and there were loads of tanks. I don't know.
Play against any tanks all day.
No, but
well, by tanks I mean flyers and things as well. But also,
the main bane of the distance, really.
Yeah, we fight a lot of tanks also, especially that last game.
We didn't fight a single vehicle that wasn't a
I think you might have had an unusual experience. I didn't fight a single vehicle.
That's okay, because I really didn't. Our army was such heavy anti-infantry, and there was so little infantry for us to shoot all day.
Yeah. But no, we came across a fair few. We had like a set of Lehman Russes in the second game, and then the Imperial Guard Armada in the third game.
Yeah, that's it.
So
There was loads of tanks we fought.
No, we never once counted. First Army Demons, next Army Foot Space Force and Grey Knights. Third Army was the Necron Flyers, so no, not a single.
So what do you think was the downfall of your losses?
Honestly, I think it was the first one ended on turn 3 in an objective game.
Yeah, I remember you saying that was bad.
We had no opportunity. You know, it was only turn 3. We hadn't even thought about going to objectives yet because we hadn't heard the call. So we
asked the opponent, so look, we can quickly get a turn 4 in, so we had the extra turn after they were calling it, and they just went no.
I think Chris and I were generally amongst the last to finish each round, but we previously agreed with our opponents that we were happy to go into the break, but we wanted to play turn 5 each game if possible.
Yeah.
So we went into, even if we were past the time, because what are they going to do? They're not going to come and boot us off the table, are they?
Well, realistically, if you're playing just to finish a turn at the end of the game, cut out a lot of the dice rolls, and it doesn't take you long.
That's it. You say those units over there having no impact on the game, we won't worry about doing anything with them.
But our opponents didn't want to do that, which is fair enough. It's their option. And it was because all they had scored in group was 2 flamers or horrors, the toughest 3 guys. 2 ping horrors out in the open, and we still had artillery and stuff like that. So it would have been really easy for us to knock them off the objective and score ourselves. But like I said, we just wasn't. We hadn't gone for it because it was turn 3. We didn't.
That's it.
We got 2 more turns and stuff in transport, so you get out turn 4 to position for turn 5. But
Okay, and Paul, what do you reckon was the reason you lost your match? What did you lose against? The only loss?
I lost to the same Necrons and Grey Knights.
The same ones that we lost to.
I think I would be a lot more comfortable if our army had at least one more unit which could make a decent fist of shooting at flyers.
That's what Chris and I were saying.
We had the flyer ourselves, and my auto cannon dreadnought could shoot flyers, okay, and my assault cannon Razorback could shoot flyers, okay. I think I needed another one really, and then I would have been able to.
That was our downfall. That list. It was just such a good I mean, Chris and I designed our list to be targeted now. We just had a load of infantry, and we had our blob squad, which everyone shot all day, which was brilliant because it cost 150 points and never died. So it was just fantastic. But we'd also gone for a couple of AV-14 vehicles and a couple of flyers, but they'd taken that to the extreme. They had only flyers, they had always night fighting, and they had 2 dreadnoughts, and there was just nothing there that half our army could even hurt. So
for the lightning, were they shooting their own units?
No.
They're not. What
you only target the enemy with the lightning.
Yeah, you're not classed as enemy. They're not classed as battle brothers, are they?
That is interesting. That is something to think about. Yeah. It depends. I suppose it depends what it says. But yeah, I think you're probably right there.
You're counted as the enemy, aren't you? So
that is interesting. And they won the tournament.
I wonder if the other opponents thought of that.
I mean, the lightning didn't target flyers, so it wouldn't have actually been particularly dangerous. It would have shot the Dread Knights and the Grandmaster squad.
Could have actually done something to
It's not, it's AB dash.
Oh yeah.
So it wouldn't have done much to any of the squad. So probably not a lot,
It
but
didn't actually do that much to us.
no, it did a couple of hull points.
It didn't do hardly anything to us. It killed a few.
So the fact is, it's now got the possibility of damaging their own stuff.
Oh yeah, certainly. Yeah, that is something that we should have brought up if we'd thought about it. But overall, I think an excellent day was had again. I really enjoyed the 3 games.
I was actually quite shocked by some of them, because it's the first time I've been to some of the army lists, like I say, the Necrons we're facing against just Wraiths.
Yeah, we play our games, and obviously if you watch our YouTube videos, you'll see we generally don't take particularly spammy armies, and we don't play many tournament lists.
We're a lot more fluffy and fun.
Well, not so much fluffy, but I mean, I personally, I don't like having the same units in my army particularly, so I might take good units, but I don't generally take more than one of each. And I think all of us are pretty similar in that way, that we don't generally spam stuff.
No, quite random, really.
Yeah, that's it. I mean,
we like trying different bits.
Yeah, we like a different army every time we play, don't we? But yeah, that last Necron army you played against didn't sound much fun to play against. All Wraiths, all flyers.
Well, so that's an unenjoyable game. It's just that, like I said, even if the Warlords hadn't come on that side, we still had enough shooting to do the damage. But things like the Demolishers just scattered off twice in a row, and extended.
You need that to hit the Wraiths, don't you?
And they made
a lot of saves.
Well, we put the Necron Lords obviously had the 2+ save. They must have made sort of 17, 18 in a row before you even sort of shoot points and stuff like that. That makes a big difference.
Didn't quite have the same effect as it did against the Fate Weaver.
Yeah, killing the Fate Weaver was Nick's glorious moment of the day.
That's joint top favourite moment of the day.
Okay, well, video's getting a little long, guys, so we'll have to call it there. So a good day was had by all, and we'll be going back again next time. The new shop's looking pretty sweet. Need to do a bit more work there, but they only opened yesterday, so they did really well just getting the tournament on.
They haven't even really opened till next weekend, so to be fair, considering
Yeah,
they're not actually
that's it. It's a really
open,
nice
they're
play
right.
space, other than the
Yeah.
beam across the top, which Paul managed to nut and do a hull point to.
Paul did a hull point too, and it took a strength 4 out of his head. Yeah.
Okay, thanks for watching, guys.